Let go and flourish. 13 Buddhist principles for a peaceful and balanced life. Have you ever felt like life is a constant uphill battle? Like no matter how hard you try, peace and happiness seem just out of reach. As the revered Gama Buddha once said, let go over a cliff, die completely, and then come back to life. After that, you cannot be deceived. These words are not about physical death, but about releasing our grip on attachments, fears, and expectations, freeing ourselves to truly live. This teaching holds a powerful message for us. Stop resisting life's flow and start embracing it. Imagine the relief of no longer forcing outcomes, the joy of being present, and the freedom to live with ease. Sounds transformative, doesn't it? In today's exploration, we'll uncover 13 profound Buddhist principles that can reshape how we approach life. These teachings guide us to let go of stress, cultivate balance, and find harmony amidst the chaos of modern living. Before we dive in, I have a question for you. Are you ready to take the first step toward a more peaceful, balanced life? If your answer is yes, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and join the growing Wisdom Directions community. By subscribing, you're not just supporting this channel, you're committing to your own growth and transformation. Now, let's make this journey interactive. Comment below with the word, I am ready, to signal that you're prepared to embrace these life-changing lessons. Let's get started and begin a journey toward living with intention, clarity, and peace. Principle 1. Non-attachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean abandoning ambition or detaching from the world entirely. Instead, it's about freeing ourselves from the obsessive clinging to specific outcomes and desires that often dictate our happiness. Think about a time when you worked tirelessly on a project, pouring in effort, energy, and even sacrificing rest, all while pinning your hopes on a promotion or recognition. When the desired outcome didn't materialize, how did you feel? The disappointment, frustration, or even resentment you experienced likely stemmed from an attachment to that result rather than the process itself. Non-attachment invites us to shift our focus from the destination to the journey. It's about giving your all to the task at hand with dedication and integrity, yet releasing any rigid expectations about how things should turn out. This shift doesn't mean you stop caring about success. It means that your peace of mind no longer hinges on it. By letting go of the need to control outcomes, you free yourself from the emotional turmoil of disappointment and instead cultivate a mindset that is flexible and resilient, ready to embrace whatever life offers. This principle is particularly transformative in relationships. Too often, we impose expectations on the people we care about, expecting them to act, speak, or think in ways that align with our desires. When they don't, the resulting tension and disappointment can strain even the closest bonds. Non-attachment teaches us to accept others as they are, appreciating their uniqueness without trying to mold them into versions that suit our ideals. This acceptance fosters relationships built on mutual respect and genuine understanding rather than control or manipulation. Consider a friendship where one person often cancels plans due to their unpredictable schedule. Rather than clinging to the expectation that they should always be available, practicing non-attachment helps you appreciate the moments you do share without resentment. This doesn't mean ignoring your needs. It means balancing your expectations with a compassionate understanding of the other person's reality. Non-attachment also enhances our personal growth. When we detach from fear of failure, we become more open to taking risks, exploring new opportunities, and stepping outside our comfort zones. Imagine learning a new skill, like playing an instrument or starting a fitness journey. If your focus is solely on achieving perfection or immediate results, frustration and self-doubt may quickly arise. But if you approach it with a non-attached mindset, every practice session becomes an opportunity to enjoy the process, learn, and grow, regardless of how long it takes to achieve mastery. Ultimately, non-attachment is about embracing the impermanence of life and the unpredictability of outcomes. It's a practice that allows us to live more freely, with less stress and anxiety, while fostering deeper, more meaningful connections with ourselves and others. By letting go, we open ourselves to the full spectrum of life's experiences, finding joy and peace not in what we achieve, but in how we live each moment. Principle 2, Mindfulness, is an invitation to step fully into the present moment, shedding distractions and judgments to truly experience life as it unfolds. It's a practice of anchoring yourself in the now, engaging with your surroundings, emotions, and thoughts with gentle awareness. Imagine the simple act of drinking a cup of tea. For many, this moment might pass unnoticed as their minds wander to to-do lists, worries, or phones. But when approached mindfully, this ordinary act becomes extraordinary. You notice the warmth radiating from the cup, the delicate aroma wafting upward, the taste that dances across your tongue, and even the soft sound of the liquid as you take a sip. These sensations ground you in the present, offering a moment of serenity and connection with the here and now. Mindfulness isn't just about enjoying life's quiet moments, it's also a tool for navigating stress. Picture yourself stuck in traffic, an all too common frustration. Instead of succumbing to anger or anxiety about being late, mindfulness encourages you to observe your emotions without judgment. Feel the tension in your body, perhaps in your shoulders or jaw, and then consciously relax. Notice your breathing, letting each inhale and exhale become slower and deeper. This simple shift transforms a stressful situation into an opportunity to practice resilience and find peace amidst chaos. In relationships, mindfulness can be transformative. How often do we listen to others while simultaneously crafting our replies, distracted by our own thoughts? True mindfulness means being fully present during conversations, not just hearing the words spoken, but truly listening to their tone, meaning, and the emotions behind them. When you engage with someone in this way, it communicates a profound respect and appreciation for their presence. This attentiveness fosters deeper, more genuine connections, as the other person feels valued and understood. Mindfulness also extends to self-awareness. By observing your thoughts and emotions without attachment or resistance, you cultivate a greater understanding of your inner world. For example, during moments of frustration or sadness, mindfulness allows you to identify the source of these feelings rather than being swept away by them. This clarity can lead to better emotional regulation and a more compassionate relationship with yourself. The practice of mindfulness permeates every aspect of life. In work, it enhances focus and creativity by anchoring your attention to the task at hand rather than dividing it across distractions. In leisure, it deepens your enjoyment of activities by immersing you fully in the experience. Even mundane tasks, like washing dishes or walking to the store, become opportunities to connect with the rhythm of life. Scientific studies have shown that regular mindfulness practice reduces stress, improves mental clarity, and promotes emotional well-being. Physically, it has been linked to lower blood pressure, improved immune function, and better sleep quality. These benefits make mindfulness not just a spiritual practice, but a practical tool for enhancing overall quality of life. Ultimately, mindfulness is a way of being that opens the door to a richer, more intentional life. By grounding yourself in the present, you cultivate a sense of peace, resilience, and connection that transforms how you experience the world and interact with others. It's a practice that encourages us to stop rushing through life and instead savor each precious moment. Principle 3, Acceptantia Septic, is a practice of meeting life exactly as it is, without resistance or denial. It's not about giving up or being passive, but about understanding that struggling against reality often creates more suffering than the challenges themselves. Imagine a tree in a storm. It bends and sways with the wind rather than resisting it. This flexibility allows it to endure the harshest weather without breaking. Take a common scenario. You've worked hard for a promotion, only to find it given to someone else. The initial sting of disappointment is natural, but clinging to resentment or replaying the event in your mind only deepens the wound. Acceptance, in contrast, allows you to acknowledge your feelings without being consumed by them. It encourages you to ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "What's my next step?" By pivoting toward growth, you free yourself from the emotional weight of resistance and open the door to new possibilities. Acceptance isn't just about external circumstances. It's also deeply personal. Many of us are our own harshest critics, replaying mistakes and dwelling on perceived inadequacies. Acceptance invites us to embrace our imperfections as part of being human. Instead of judging ourselves harshly, we can adopt a kinder, more compassionate inner dialogue. For example, if you fail at a task, instead of thinking, "I'm a failure," you might say, "This didn't work out, but I can try again." This shift fosters resilience and emotional well-being, allowing us to grow without the burden of self-criticism. In relationships, acceptance is equally transformative. Expecting people to behave in certain ways often leads to disappointment and conflict. By accepting others as they are flaws and all, you create space for authentic connections. For instance, if a loved one has a habit of being late, acceptance helps you adjust your expectations and perhaps plan differently, rather than feeling perpetually frustrated. This doesn't mean tolerating harmful behavior, but rather embracing the reality of who someone is, which can reduce unnecessary tension and foster greater harmony. Principle 4. Patience is the art of trusting life's natural timing. Like planting a seed, which requires water, sunlight, and time to grow into a tree, our goals, relationships, and personal growth also require nurturing and patience. Expecting instant results often leads to frustration, while patience allows us to appreciate the process. In our modern world, where everything from fast food to high-speed internet is designed for instant gratification, patience is a rare and valuable skill. Imagine your phone is slow to load a page, or a delivery is delayed. Instead of letting irritation take over, patience encourages you to breathe, pause, and accept the delay. This response not only reduces stress, but also shifts your focus from what you can't control to how you react to choice that empowers you to find peace in the moment. Patience also plays a critical role in relationships. When disagreements arise, it's tempting to react impulsively, letting emotions dictate the conversation. But patience creates a pause, giving you time to process your feelings and understand the other person's perspective. For example, instead of snapping at a friend who says something upsetting, you might choose to ask, "What did you mean by that?" This approach fosters understanding, reduces conflict, and strengthens bonds by showing respect for the other person's thoughts and emotions. In personal growth, patience is essential for enduring the ups and downs of progress. Learning a new skill, overcoming a challenge, or working toward a long-term goal rarely happens overnight. Frustration might tempt you to quit, but patience reminds you that growth is a gradual process. Each small step forward, even if it feels insignificant, contributes to the bigger picture. For instance, if you're learning to play an instrument, patience helps you appreciate the effort and improvement of each practice session, rather than fixating on mastering a song immediately. The rewards of patience extend beyond emotional resilience. Studies have shown that practicing patience can reduce stress and its associated health risks, such as high blood pressure and heart problems. It also cultivates a more joyful perspective, helping you savor the journey rather than rushing toward the destination. Ultimately, patience is a quiet strength that helps us navigate life's complexities with grace. By trusting the process, listening deeply, and embracing life's natural pace, we open ourselves to richer experiences and deeper connections. It's a practice that teaches us not only to endure, but also to appreciate the unfolding of life, one moment at a time. Principle 5. Simplicity is a call to pare down life's excesses and focus on what genuinely matters. In a world that glorifies busyness and consumption, the practice of simplicity can feel radical, but it's also deeply liberating. Imagine a home free of clutter, where every item serves a purpose or brings joy. Now extend this concept to your schedule, commitments, and even your thoughts. By stripping away what doesn't align with your values or well-being, you create space for clarity, peace, and fulfillment. Decluttering your physical environment is a good starting point, but simplicity is about more than clean countertops. It's about making intentional choices in all areas of life. For instance, instead of filling your calendar with activities that drain you, simplicity encourages prioritizing fewer, more meaningful commitments. By doing so, you avoid burnout and make room for what truly enriches your life, whether that's quality time with loved ones, personal growth, or quiet reflection. Even small, mindful practices embody simplicity. Savoring a meal without distractions, for example, turns an ordinary moment into an opportunity for gratitude and presence. Similarly, choosing deep, authentic relationships over superficial social connections leads to greater emotional fulfillment and a sense of belonging. On a broader scale, simplicity fosters sustainability and ethical living. Consuming less, being mindful of waste, and prioritizing experiences over material possessions contribute to a healthier planet and a more purposeful life. Simplicity, in essence, helps us untangle ourselves from the noise and chaos of modern existence, allowing us to reconnect with our values and live with intention. Principle 6. Compassion is the heart of Buddhism, a practice that bridges the gap between individuals, nurturing empathy and kindness. At its core, compassion is about recognizing the shared humanity in others and responding to their pain with an open heart. Acts of compassion don't have to be grand gestures. Simple actions like listening attentively to a friend, helping an elderly neighbor with their groceries, or expressing gratitude to a colleague create ripples of positivity. They can transform not only the recipient's day, but also your own. Compassion strengthens communities, deepens relationships, and fosters a sense of interconnectedness, reminding us that we're not alone in our struggles. On a personal level, compassion has profound benefits. When you shift your focus from your own challenges to alleviating the suffering of others, your perspective broadens. This outward focus often diminishes emotional turmoil, providing a sense of purpose and resilience. For example, volunteering at a shelter or simply being there for a friend in need can offer a sense of fulfillment that eases your own burdens. Compassion also extends to self-kindness. Too often, we're harsher with ourselves than we'd ever be with others. Practicing compassion inwardly means forgiving your mistakes, acknowledging your efforts, and treating yourself with the same care you'd offer a loved one. This inner warmth creates a foundation of emotional health and stability. In its truest form, compassion is transformative. It encourages forgiveness, mends relationships, and even inspires broader social change, like supporting causes that address systemic suffering. By living compassionately, you cultivate a life of connection, kindness, and shared joy. Principle 7. Insight is the clarity that arises from self-awareness and understanding a light that illuminates the deeper truths of life. Cultivating insight often begins with meditation, a practice that allows you to step back from the constant stream of thoughts and emotions to observe them without attachment. Through meditation, patterns in your thoughts and behaviors become clear. For instance, you might notice that your procrastination stems not from laziness, but from a fear of failure. Once identified, these underlying causes can be addressed constructively. Instead of forcing change, you can approach the issue with patience and compassion, making gradual adjustments that align with your needs and goals. Insight also helps us break free from reactive patterns. Instead of being swept away by anger, anxiety, or sadness, we learn to observe these emotions as temporary experiences rather than defining states. This perspective fosters emotional balance and empowers us to respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. In relationships, insight deepens understanding and empathy. Recognizing that others' actions are often shaped by their struggles and fears can dissolve resentment and build bridges of compassion. For example, understanding that a loved one's irritability stems from stress rather than malice can shift your response from defensiveness to supportiveness. The benefits of insight extend beyond emotional well-being. Physically, the stress reduction that comes from greater self-awareness can improve sleep, lower blood pressure, and boost immune function. Insight also enhances decision-making, enabling you to navigate life's complexities with clarity and intention. Ultimately, insight isn't just about seeing the truth, it's about using that clarity to live more authentically. By understanding yourself and the world more deeply, you align your actions with your values, creating a life of purpose, balance, and peace. Principle 8, impermanency, or the understanding that everything is in a state of constant change, is a cornerstone of Buddhist thought. Just as the seasons cycle from spring to winter, life's moments, both joyful and challenging, are transient. This truth, when embraced, can transform how we experience the world. Imagine watching a breathtaking sunset. Its beauty is magnified by its fleeting nature, reminding us to savor it fully before it fades. Similarly, impermanence encourages us to cherish our loved ones, seize opportunities, and immerse ourselves in experiences while they last. Each moment becomes a gift, heightened by the awareness that it won't last forever. This principle also brings resilience. During times of difficulty, the reminder that this too shall pass provides solace and hope. By understanding that pain, loss, or failure are not permanent states, we find the strength to endure challenges with grace. At its heart, impermanence is not a cause for despair, but a call to live more mindfully. It teaches us to let go of the futile desire to control life's flow and instead embrace it, appreciating both the beauty and imperfection of the journey. Principle 9, freedom from suffering. Freedom from suffering is a profound aspiration in Buddhism, achieved by detaching from desires and expectations. Much of human suffering arises not from external circumstances, but from the way we cling to outcomes or fear their loss. Consider a goal you're passionate about, whether it's advancing your career, finding love, or achieving a personal milestone. While these aspirations can motivate, tying your happiness solely to their success creates vulnerability. If they're unattained or taken away, the resulting despair can feel overwhelming. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It's about pursuing goals with dedication while maintaining emotional balance. For instance, if you work toward a promotion without letting your sense of self-worth hinge on it, you can celebrate your efforts regardless of the result. This mindset allows you to adapt to setbacks, learn from experiences, and continue forward without being paralyzed by disappointment. Freedom from suffering also encourages us to examine the root of our desires. By asking, "Why do I want this?" we can discern whether a longing is truly aligned with our deeper values or simply a reflection of societal pressures. This clarity helps us focus on what genuinely brings fulfillment, reducing unnecessary stress and dissatisfaction. Ultimately, detachment liberates us from the cycle of craving and aversion. It empowers us to live with greater peace and contentment, finding joy not in external achievements, but in the richness of the journey itself. Principle 10. Inner peace is not about retreating from the world, but about cultivating a sanctuary within yourself, a calm center that remains steady amidst life's storms. It's the foundation of resilience, clarity, and genuine happiness. Developing inner peace begins with practices like meditation and mindfulness. These tools help quiet the noise of the mind, allowing you to observe your thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. For example, during a stressful day, taking a few moments to breathe deeply and center yourself can create a profound sense of calm. Inner peace also stems from acceptance. By embracing life as it is rather than how we wish it to be, we reduce the internal friction caused by resistance. This mindset makes us less reactive to external turmoil, enabling us to navigate challenges with grace and composure. The benefits of inner peace ripple outward. In relationships, a calm and centered presence fosters understanding, patience, and kindness. Physically, reducing stress through inner peace improves overall health, including better sleep, lower blood pressure, and enhanced immune function. Perhaps most importantly, inner peace allows us to experience life more fully. When we're not constantly battling dissatisfaction or seeking validation, we become more present, finding joy in simple moments: a morning cup of coffee, the sound of birds' song, or a heartfelt conversation. By cultivating inner peace, we create a stable foundation for personal well-being and a ripple effect of positivity that touches everyone around us. It's a practice that transforms not only how we relate to ourselves, but also how we engage with the world. Principle 11. Gratitude Graded is the practice of shifting our focus from what's missing to what's present, from scarcity to abundance. It's a simple yet transformative mindset that allows us to uncover joy in even the most ordinary moments. Imagine standing at your window during sunrise, the sky painted in hues of orange and pink. By pausing to appreciate this fleeting beauty, you elevate an everyday occurrence into a source of wonder and peace. Gratitude isn't just about acknowledging grand blessings. It's about recognizing the small, often overlooked gifts in our lives: a kind word from a friend, the warmth of a blanket on a cold day, or the nourishment of a meal. By bringing our attention to these moments, we cultivate a sense of contentment that grounds us in the present. Practices like keeping a gratitude journal can deepen this mindset. Writing down 3 things you're thankful for each day helps anchor your thoughts in positivity, even during challenging times. This practice not only fosters resilience, but also rewires your brain to notice and appreciate the good in your life more naturally. Gratitude also strengthens relationships. Expressing genuine thanks to the people around us, whether for their help, their kindness, or simply their presence, builds trust and deepens bonds. It shows others that we value and appreciate them, creating a cycle of positivity that enriches both giver and receiver. On a broader level, gratitude connects us to life itself, encouraging a sense of humility and wonder. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we create a space for joy, resilience, and connection that transforms our daily existence into a celebration of abundance. Principle 12. Harmony with nature invites us to recognize our place within the vast interconnected web of life. It's a call to align ourselves with the rhythms of the earth, appreciating its beauty while honoring our responsibility to protect it. Living in harmony with nature begins with awareness. Simple acts like reducing waste, conserving energy, or supporting sustainable practices reflect an understanding of our impact on the planet. These small, mindful choices not only preserve resources, but also cultivate a sense of stewardship for the earth. Spending time in nature is another powerful way to foster this connection. A walk in the forest, a moment by the sea, or even tending to a small garden brings us back to the present, grounding us in the simplicity and beauty of the natural world. These experiences remind us of life's impermanence and the cyclical nature of existence, lessons mirrored in Buddhist teachings. Nature also offers profound insights. Observing the effortless flow of a river or the resilience of a tree bending in the wind teaches us adaptability and patience. By aligning ourselves with these natural rhythms, we can navigate life's challenges with greater grace and understanding. The benefits of living in harmony with nature extend beyond the personal. By caring for the environment, we contribute to a healthier planet for future generations. This practice fosters a sense of interconnectedness, reminding us that every action we take ripples outward, affecting the whole. Ultimately, harmony with nature is not just about protecting the earth. It's about rediscovering our intrinsic bond with it. It's a way of living that nurtures both our well-being and the planet's, creating a balanced and sustainable existence. Principle 13, the middle way, a central teaching in Buddhism, advocates for balance, a path that avoids the extremes of indulgence and deprivation. It's a principle that applies to all aspects of life, guiding us toward a harmonious and sustainable way of being. Imagine walking along a narrow path with steep drops on either side. Lean too far in one direction, and you risk falling. The middle way teaches us to navigate this path with steadiness, avoiding the pitfalls of excess and deficiency. In daily life, this principle might mean striking a balance between work and rest, ambition and contentment, or discipline and enjoyment. For example, in eating habits, the middle way suggests neither overindulgence nor rigid restriction, but a mindful approach that nourishes both body and soul. Emotionally, the middle way encourages us to avoid being swept away by extremes. When anger arises, it calls us to acknowledge the feeling without suppressing it or letting it explode uncontrollably. This balanced approach fosters emotional resilience and thoughtful decision-making. In relationships, the middle way helps us navigate conflicts and differing perspectives. By seeking common ground rather than insisting on winning, we create space for mutual understanding and compromise, strengthening our connections. This principle also guides our aspirations. While ambition drives progress, relentless striving can lead to burnout. Conversely, a lack of motivation can result in stagnation. The middle way reminds us to pursue our goals with determination while honoring our need for rest and renewal. Physically, this balanced approach promotes better health. In exercise, for instance, avoiding both overexertion and inactivity supports a sustainable and healthy lifestyle. At its core, the middle way is about cultivating wisdom and discernment. It's a dynamic practice that adjusts to the ever-changing circumstances of life, ensuring a state of equilibrium that fosters peace, well-being, and fulfillment. By walking this path, we learn to embrace life's complexities with grace, finding harmony within ourselves and the world around us. Conclusion: embracing the journey, these 13 principles offer timeless wisdom for navigating life's complexities with grace and balance. Choose one that resonates with you, whether practicing mindfulness, embracing gratitude, or finding the middle way, and integrate it into your daily routine. Each step toward these practices is a step toward a life of serenity, joy, and deeper connection. If this journey inspired you, join the Wisdom Directions community by subscribing to our channel and sharing this message with others. Together, let's cultivate a world where peace and balance thrive in every heart.